Hello, my lovely spectators. Dee here, and welcome to my studio. So, today I want to share with you this, which is my second journal that is almost completely done. I'm going to be showing you the finishing touches, I guess, or doing some of the finishing touches with you, but it is my first fabric covered journal. If you saw my Instagram post or whatever, this is the Crunchy Much box, which I don't know if it's really that sturdy, but again, I've never held anyone else's journal in my hand. So let me show you what we got going on here, and then I'll show you some of the pieces, and then I'll pop in and out as I'm prepping things because you're not going to see me ink all the stuff. I did cut out most of the stuff, and I have a plan somewhat in my head. So this is a elastic bound Midori style. They are a little bit off because again, this is my first time, right? So these are the perfect ones, and then I went a little off on the bottom ones over here. I have an elastic there, which means that I have two signatures inside. So this is the first signature, and let me take that out because I'm gonna have to work with it. And the second signature. Now, I know that this guy is gonna get to be a chunky monkey for real, for real. So, but let me just show you what I had done. So this is some kind of upholstery fabric. I got this from the fabric from the thrift store. It was actually a pillow. So I took apart the pillow and I was able to get one journal out of 1/4, so I can do other journals in this style. It is folded over a little bit. On the inside, you can kind of see the edge where it's under there. And then I took two pieces of scrapbook paper that are from the same pad. And so they coordinate with each other. And I placed them here and then to cover the spine because, you know, initially the spine looks like that. I did try to make a template to have the possibility of having three signatures, and had the idea to do the center one for the wrapping. I could still do that after the fact. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do the closure, so that's still an option because you can take the signatures out of this. I think this is, oh, and then I put these little metal corners, book corners. I don't know if how I feel about them because I feel like you can feel them. I know you push them on and you crimp them down. I don't know if the fabric is just too thick here. This fabric is just too thick for this size. So, but I mean, it's for me. It's not being sold or anything like that. I'm learning my craft right now, so yeah. So this is my first fabric covered journal. So I'm going to show you the signatures so that way you can see. And any of the papers that I have here, I will link the people. I don't remember all their names off the top of my head, but I know that I have them saved on my hard drive and I printed everything out. And basically, I can link where I got them. So right now, I think I got something from Jennifer Beatty, I think, and then Liana Scraps or something of that sort, and Ephemeral Fox. So there's a lot of things going into this journal here. So the first one being this purple papers. Now, the actual theme is going to be kind of like not attire, vintage-y, old style fashion, I guess, with some sewing inspiration pieces here and there. When you see everything, you're gonna see that's a mishmash. I'm not one that like, oh my god, everything has to match. I just go with the flow. So let me show you. Each one of these should have the same things in them. So this, I believe this one is from, if the only thing in here that I'm not sure, oh, I'm not sure about the other ones, but the ephemeral fox or something like that have 4 pages. So there's two pages that have hydrangeas and two pages that have, I don't know what this flower is, but the bees just were there, so you know they weren't bothering me. I did a coffee dyed image from somebody else. I'm not sure. So since I inkjet print, I can't coffee dye it. And if I coffee dye it and if it's not super flat, I don't trust it to go through my machine. My machine. So we have coffee dyed big index card, right? So I have most of it on this side and a little bit on that side. I don't know what I plan to attach to it yet, but I'm gonna figure that out. I think I'm trying to just move the camera a little bit. I just have some tissue paper just for like the idea of a sewing pattern, whatever, give it some sound. Some of these things need to be shifted around and need to be scored and not scored, burnished a little bit more. So Butterick with this vintage style pattern looking thing with this vintage in the back and the floral. I have to let you know where I got this one from, and that was the background that came with that. I think this is the one from Line Scraps or something like that. Anyway, I apologize. I don't have it straight in my head. You'd think I would have known to write this stuff down, but it was so hard finding these things because I've bought a lot of kits from different places. I've got a lot of freebies from different places. It's just, ooh. A piece of coffee dyed music, coffee dyed line paper. It's really, or grid paper. So what's really interesting is that so far all the grid papers, if you leave them in there too long, they turn greenish because the blue mixes in with the water, and then it just like you have to like dip them and go. This is some cardstock that was much longer, so I cut a piece for here, a piece for there to do like a little flip out. Again, not sure what I'm planning to do with that. This is a medical form that I tea dyed, I think. Yeah, tea dyed this one. Oh, a little hole. I'll cover that. This is also a tea dyed envelope on some coffee dyed yellow paper. So the paper is originally yellow. This is it's some kind of, I think it's like a photo paper, like a glossy double-sided. So it's not really like a picture paper because you always have that weird back. I don't think I care for it as a glossy photo paper, so I've been sitting there, so I tried to this is tea dyed. So you see there's a little bit of a sheen on there. This is a coffee dyed pink paper. This is one of the digitals. I have a big doily that I just figured I put in here and also kind of make like a little bit of a light tuck in there. Here's the other paper, and this is the other printout of the ephemeral fox. That's number 2. I put one of the other backgrounds on there. This is, I think this is regular line paper, and it too lost its blue lines, and then the stacking of the paper, they transferred the red lines of, you know, the margins throughout. This is another, not coffee. That one's coffee. This one's tea. Yes, I like dark situations. So here's the grid paper. So when I did the first batch and I was, you know, transferring the grid paper out of the water, out of the liquid, I noticed that like the whole grid was gone. So with this one, I just kind of lightly spooned some on and like swooshed it and left it, so it wasn't completely, like, I didn't completely submerge it. So it's got this blue in there, but you can also still see some of the grid. So, you know, trying to make it work. So add a little color. So I have yellow, I have green, I have red. This is another digital, another piece of tissue paper. That's the back of the digital. I also had this little, it's a book from the Dollar Tree. And this is coffee dyed. So I'm going to clean up, not the black. I love this. This is like how I coffee dye. But this edge a little bit straight maybe, or maybe tear it. I'm not sure. I'm just going to like decorate one part of it, one side of it, and use it like added journal space. There's a lot of journaling space in here, but I am planning to do something else with it. This is a legal sized envelope that was tea dyed. And I know it was tea dyed. It was the one that I just recently did. So, my mistake. And I actually Didn't even think about this. And then I heard it from Natasha from Treasure Book when she was showing how she used the onion skins, which is another thing that I want to try. When you put your envelopes into the liquid and out to dry, make sure that they're open. These guys dried shut. So I do need to just completely shut that. So I just sliced open the top and made a pocket. Here's another one of the digitals. Another one of my pink coffee dyed. A book page that's coffee dyed. And then the last digital, which will be my center for this. And then the rest, you know, just flow with that. So I also have that piece on this side. And then I have one of these, which is a coffee dyed one. So this one also has that little strip of sticky. So it's too long for the journal, but I think that I'm going to do something decorative to the ends, reclose it up like a pocket, and then do like a flip out with this as a hinge. So that was an idea. So we'll see if I can get that done, and you'll see if I can get that done. This is the other side. Now, it was originally folded here. I wanted to balance it out, so I refolded it, so made a new crease. I'll try to cover that with something. And then these are the last pages. Again, the music, the digital, the coffee dye. This one's tea dyed tissue paper. This is actually paper from medical paper, like they put on the medical tables when you go to have your exams and stuff. And this is the other side of the index card, and then the cover of the first signatures. So there are actually 25 things folded to make this signature, and there are 25 things folded to make that signature, and they're exactly the same. The order should also be the same. Have the same things. The digitals, I put them in a different order so that it wasn't identically. And then these guys, I did have enough to have like 4 here and 4 here. So these digitals are not the same in this. So the order of the purple and these different digitals, so they have that. Let me show you another digital here. Where is it? No, where I lost them. Okay, there it goes. There's that one. So it gives the vibe of sewing and fashion, etc. So yeah, I've always wanted to do the fashion. Oh, so yeah, so with these guys, they were tea stained, but luckily enough, I was able to open them up. So you'll see how they were stained, because I'm thinking of doing a flip out with this as well. Or possibly a pocket. I'm not sure just yet. I think it's too wide. Yeah, it's too wide to be a pocket. So I'll have a few flip outs just to make it interactive and stuff. Because, you know, you want your journals to be fun. You can have some decorative here, and then when you have the space for the journaling underneath the flip out as a hidden spot. So those are the ideas floating around my head. Something got stuck. I'll cover that with something. Where's that last digital of the we call it? Oh, you know what? Let me ask you guys. So this is my coffee dye. I threw grounds in it, and it was like these little dots came out, and to me they look a little funky. But I don't know. Would you put this into a journal that you were selling, or where's your limit as to what you would be selling? Because eventually I do want to get to the level of maybe trying to sell some stuff out there, but right now I know better, and I'm learning. So yeah, so these dark smudges, I don't mind. I don't know if this darkness would offend people, but anyway, yeah, so this is my signature number 2. Again, has that little half flap and whatnot. So these guys are going to be where I make put all my ephemera. So I'm gonna just put it to the side and show you some of the pieces, right? So there's another kit or two in here, and a couple of other things. So I fussy cut these guys out. They are shiny because they were from Temu. It was from an index card. I'm thinking of using hickory smoke for the inking of the edges, because the cover had the purple, had the bluish turquoisey deep marina kind of marina kind of blue, and then it had like a grayish color. So I was thinking of that. I was gonna do the purple, but I thought it might be a little too much purple. So, so these are from Temu postcards. So I just fussy cut them. I'm thinking of using them for the cover. And then here's a bunch of the other stuff that I have. So everything's kind of been cut because again, you're not gonna sit there and watch me cut. So these items came from a kit as well as these guys. So they're going to be used to make tuck spots. I did print another something something on the back of them. Some of them are darker than others. So the darker ones maybe tuck spots. The other ones could be left as possibly cards to be written on. They could be placed on those envelopes. Things I'm just floating around in my head. So all of these little pieces, there was a little bit of ephemera came from a certain kit. So all of that came from a kit. And again, like I said, I'll find it, I'll link it down below. These came from another person. There was a sheet of measuring strips, and I want to use that to decorate the pages as well as a backdrop, maybe something like that, because measuring tapes to me kind of go hand in hand with like sewing ephemera and stuff. This was part of it. So like this vibe and this vibe and this vibe, all different. But I don't care. I'm gonna work with it and I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna put it in there. Two little label things for layering. Then there's a few envelopes that I did cut out that I need to ink and then actually what do you call it, fold up and glue up and all that stuff. So I have some of these. All of this came from like the same kit, along with the long ones here. Here's another one of these. So I did do that on the inside, and then I can tuck anything I want. I don't think I would be making this another type of journal because that would be too much. Again, all of these guys, I just put them all here. Okay, these were the edges because I cut these cards from Temu. So these cards are Temu. So these are already strategized to be 3 tags. The backs are white. I may ink them up with some tea dye to age them out. I'm sorry, 4, 2 and 2, 2 in one signature, 2 in the other signature. And then these ladies were also part of that Temu set. So I'm going to use those as journaling cards. So ink it up and maybe tea dye. Brush on some to make it a little less white. So when I cut the tags, these little pieces that were on the side, I kept them just because we don't throw nothing out, right? I don't know what I'm going to do with them, if I'm going to wind up using them, but we shall see. These are all the other cards. Like I said, I printed on the back of some of them not. Like this is going to be part of some ephemera or something that I have to put together. Okay, then there's also this style of thing, which is from Temu. So these are little cards. They're very thin. Like they're not thin in that they're not like this stiff. This is more paper, a heavier weight paper. This is cardstock. So I grabbed some of these to maybe incorporate for some pops of color. I don't know if I want to fussy cut anybody out or just use them as is. Maybe I'll cut this extreme border off. I'm not sure yet. Yeah. And then I have a couple that are like this. I brought them in. I don't know if I'm going to use one in each signature just to have like a female face that's recognizable. I thought, why not? And then these are from another, oh wait, this one I might be able to tell you. These are from Studio on Galore, Etsy.com. So this set, oh, these are also from Temu. These are still from Temu. Oh, maybe I have to decide which one I want to use. Yeah, so that's this set here. So these were, you couldn't make them any bigger to kind of put them in as a digital page. I could have tried to and then cut them down and had them as part, like a full page, but I was thinking of doing a masterboard. So I was planning to like kind of tear this up and make a masterboard. That may or may not still happen. I may just, you know, sacrifice a few sections somehow in the journal. Sorry. And yeah, so these are from Studio on Galore. Studio on Galore? Okay. So yeah, let's see. Don't know what it's called. Studio on, I don't know, that they, I guess maybe there's a number, 250631. So if you like these images, these, I feel like they're from the same person, but I'm not 100% sure because I did cut off everything. So these are another bunch that I was going to be using to maybe collage, but I'm gonna maybe use it on the pages. I don't know yet exactly, but we've got these, you know. See, that's what I was saying. My trimmer jammed up, and I was like, but I was like, oh wait, I was on a collage. So yeah, not too worried about that. So a lot of illustrations, which, you know, are cute. Oh wait, there's two of these on there. Oh, but they're different sizes. Yeah. Okay, so I have to look at that because I don't want to be too repetitious. Then there's this and that. So really awkwardly designed, but I guess when you're drawing for fashion, it's never realistic in terms of body shape. Yeah, so these are from someone else or maybe from there, I'm not sure, but again, I will try to describe it in the description box below. So, oh, and this is what it actually looked like, all of those strips, and I just was cutting them all up, and then I just stopped and said, oh, maybe I want a full sheet, so I let it go. So yeah, so these are all my bits and pieces, plus I'm gonna bring in some trim, I have some yarn, I have some newspaper, not newspaper, book pages. I had taken a whole book apart and made little different things, pockets, etc., etc. I'm gonna see if any of those items will work in here, like the belly band, the edge pages, things like that. I used a lot of them in my Christmas one, and that came out really cute. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to bring that here. So I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna have inked everything and hopefully have a plan. So it'll be a second for you. It'll be a couple of hours for me. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so back. I took all of the pieces of the book pages that I was thinking of using, and I'm trying to figure out where I want to put these little pieces. So let me show you some of the things I've already decided, and how I plan to embellish, and we'll go from there. So, well, the belly bands are these, and I have 3 of these little bubbles here. I was thinking of taking the edge of the pillow had piping, and I took that piping out. So I was thinking of putting that there, but it's so big comparison to the belly band that it didn't seem like it made sense to do that. And the papers in my journal are all regular kind of copy paper weight. So I don't know if attaching this would work. I could try to attach that flat, and then I could attach these things, you know, just to have them being utilized in there. So that's an idea. That's not one that I'm like set on. So I'm still working on the idea of the belly band, but that's what these long ones are. All these little pieces of ephemera here will just get tucked up wherever. I did glue together the envelopes. There's a 4th one that I have with the journal topper. So this is done. This is thought about. These are going to be sprinkled around. I don't think I'm using this one at all because, excuse me, I want the journals to have the same amount of things in, excuse me, both signatures. So again, or maybe like 2 in, you know, something like that. Um, so the I had made these, which were pockets out of pages, right? So there's 3 pockets here if you keep this open. So I think I'm gonna put the measuring tapes over here on the pockets and probably put this on the back of the journal cover pages. And of course I have to still ink these edges and then put the cards in here. The cards that where the hell did I put the cards? They're somewhere. Oh, they're down here. So put the cards in here and maybe a little embellishment of, like, one of these little things or something like that, wherever it might be cute. So that's what I'm talking about. I'll pop those in. So I have one for the front and one for the back. This one's a little wide, but it has 3. They generally the same height. So it's just to have 3 on there. Probably put it this way. I'll just wrap it around, glue it. After I ink it, glue it, and then I'll glue it into the journal covers. So that's how I'm planning to use the pockets. So that's one thing that's done. I have these little corner tucks. So when I glue them down, that side and that side, and I'm gonna put this maybe with a piece of fabric with it. The piping fabric is kind of very thick. So I've been using this like cheeseclothy kind of stuff. It's actually vintage. It was a curtain. I tried to wash it and it pretty much like just disintegrates. Like I could just literally go like that. I mean, so it's perfect to put in clusters. And so I'm thinking like that, and then I would have that there, and then it could be lifted up. There's another journal spot, so I'll put that in a couple, and then I could put some other ephemera pieces in here. So there's 2 per. This is the same. The pile is the same as this one, so there are 2 per signature. I have this, which was an edge tuck in another journal that I made. I think I'm gonna just glue it somewhere, and it's gonna be like a corner, like an edge tuck as well. Again, using this and layering some of that. I also have these guys, which are I have some more lace, which I'm gonna use that. Maybe I'll use that lace again. I have this yarn in black and in white, and for the this I got at a dollar store actually today. It's cute. It's got these little pieces that are like fluffy off of them. It's called teddy bear, teddy something like that yarn. Teddy yarn, I think. Where is it? Hold up. Here we go. It's this one. It's just yarn, teddy, just teddy. And I got this and I saw this and I was like, oh, let me try this out because I had purchased chenille. No, once you cut that sucker, those fuzzy things are everywhere. So I don't like chenille, no bueno. So I figured I would try this out. I looked at the end of it. I tried pulling little hairs from it to see if it would come out, and it doesn't. So I'm good with it. I could also put a few pieces behind there. So this is an option to help embellish behind the different pieces of card. So I'm just gonna make like an edge tuck someplace. So this pile has one as well. This is my version of a ruffle. I don't have a sewing machine accessible right now. So I was thinking of putting this, but again, it's one of those situations where it's like exactly the same width. So I don't know if I scooch it just to cover the staples, and then I'll put it on one of the edges of one of the pages just to add some more decoration. I only have this in another piece, so I might as well just use it up. I also made these little corner tabs. They're a little fluffy, so I'll just have to like ink them up. I wanted to put a piece of black lace there, and then I have these little snippets from when I was making the cover, so I can add that there and put it on the corner of a page. Nothing, and maybe one of these little whatever maybe could be added there too. I staple it maybe. I'll staple it on this side. If it doesn't look bad, then on the other side of the page, I'll put the thing to cover it. So I have 2 of these just to accent. Like I'll put one in the first half of the signature and one in the second half of the signature. So yeah, so that's that. That's another thing. Oh, I also was going to add some of this as well, depending on how it looks when I start gluing it down, just to break up from the upholstery to that. Okay. I also made a corner hugger. So you put this in the corner. So I'm going to put this piece there. I pinked the edges. I'll probably try to find a piece of this. I mean, not find, I have. And I wanted to take, there's a little card that's included. It's like this. I wanted to put the square ones there because I don't think that the circles are all over the place, and I don't think the long one is going to make sense. So that's going to go there. And then I'll find somewhere on the pages to do this. I was looking at the backs. I think the lighter ones will go into pockets. Even though technically, I guess you could write all over on top of this. It's not a big deal. So I don't know if I need another set of corner tucks or whatever. But if so, I'll use these. Maybe one or two of them. I don't know. I have a few, like this one. This is what I was saying. I was going to put these guys in the pockets. So I might, want to put 4 in here. So that may be the case. And then I will have 2 left over and I could put them up here on the top. I don't know yet, but that's an idea. So that's what I'm leaning with these. So that there's a whole set of ephemera, the same for the second signature there. I also was able to I inked the edges of this. I'm not going to do anything to emboss it. I'll find a pocket for it. And the other one will have one as well. And then on the 2 cards that I was calling journaling cards, I just added the little, like, where am I? The little yarn on the corners. And I made them on opposite corners, one in each journal. And then I took these guys, which were the tags, and I added that thing on the top. So I will just look at them and be like, okay, this is very fancy. Put it on this one. I inked the edges, I inked the back, added a little more of, not the tea stain, but like the hickory smoke, just to grunge it up a little bit. Only because I'm also adding the white here and there, so I wasn't going to let the white bother me. I'll put that one there, let's say, and then I'll be like, well, which one? So I might just keep it like that. So we'll have a couple of those to put inside pockets and corner tucks and whatnot. Then on the there are 2 ladies. I was going to put 3 on the cover, and then I thought that was a little bit excessive. So I took those 2 long tags and I attached them to the tags. I could put them into the books, excuse me, the book itself, as another kind of like edge tuck. So that's going to be something that I'm considering, but they're going to go either in the cover. Well, maybe not. If this is in the cover, then they may not. It might be too much. So I'll find a page where I could edge tuck them. And then the journal topper, this is what I'm thinking about. So I have some black lace. I have the brown. I have this white going around the book page, and I'm just going to glue it to the front of the journal. And then in terms of the closure, still not sure. So that's where that is. Okay. And then this is the next phase. So I was planning to take all of these bits and pieces and just glue them onto different areas of the pages of the journal. So they'll be all over the place. I did have this snippet roll, but I'm not using this one. And I don't know if I'm going to need, like I said, these little envelopes. I don't know if I'm going to need the envelopes. I am going to add this, so I may put more of this down in the bottom. More of the lace, some of the piping, I'm not sure. They face the same direction, that's fine. One's a little fatter than the other. No, not really. That's weird. It looks like it, right? Anyway. Oh, the angle of this. Anyway, so one in each thing. And so I'll be adding some of that. And then I'll probably try to somehow incorporate these little envelopes just on a page. I think that will be fun. The snippet roll is going back into my bag of ephemera. And yeah, so The next time I come back, I'll have all of this set up, and that would be right about now. Okay, so we're back. I mean, it was a second for you, but I was here for a moment. So what I decided to do, I looked and saw I'm about 30, almost 40 minutes. So I just decided to attach the ephemera. I was gonna like talk to you through it, but then I was like, that would take forever. Oh, well, we do have one more to place because I forgot it. Okay, so here's my cover. I still need to think about tacking these a little bit more. Now, I bought fabric tack. I'm not impressed with it. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so this is just a little pocket, a little envelope that came with it. I put the green because there's no green, so like a juxtaposition between that. She's already alligator, but there's nothing in her but tucks, pockets, whatever, and some little bit of ephemera. So let's do a quickish flip through. So on this inside spot, I put the ribbon, and I tried to hide the staples with that coffee dyed curtain piece. I also put a number line. It had some white. It didn't reach all the way, so I just ripped it there, and then one of the pockets, I made a pocket right there. Okay, so with this the first journal, the first one, they're both gonna be the same. So I have a tab. I just attached a tab there just because this is free and open, so I can put anything on there that I want. This is next, nothing going on there. One of the pages. Here's my belly band, so you can see, you could put the belly band there. Just the black lace on the center, you can still see that this is a book page. Okay, there's this paper that's just for writing. This flips out, nothing special there. This is a pocket, so we can, I need something a little better to do this with. Oh, here's a pocket. I didn't have anything to put in there yet, so I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. Anyway, I attached the envelope like this so we can put stuff in here. I can still decorate. So this is not finished, but it is pretty much set up. The pink, the printable, I put that as a side so I can tuck something there. Then this one, I actually used it for the big piece that they had part of the printable. So it's like a little pocket. Okay, this one is the other pocket, but I put it on the other side so it opens. Oh, got a little extra glue there. Okay, and then we keep going. We have printables. We've got printable, this, and then this matches, so because they're both the same journal, so it's in the same spot. This, then we have the pocket. All I did was fix, like I mentioned before, some paper stuck in there. There we go. Here we have the pocket that I attached here with this other piece of ephemera. I just put it on its side. Okay, there's nothing happening right here. You know what, actually, oh no, that wouldn't make no sense. I was gonna think about putting this, but this is for the corner, and to put it on a workbook page didn't make sense. Here I put the other female on the inside, so I do have it as a tuck spot as well. It's in the center. Then we have this little side. Oh, and these all flip up, so you can also do some journaling there. It's like a hidden. On the back of this, I had some envelopes, some faux envelopes that I made, and I made them so they have, you can put something in here, you can put something in here, and you can also put something back here. So I made it into like a pocket. Nothing here, nothing here. So you know what, there's nothing for a minute. Let's put this guy right here. So these just hang out on the corner. So there we go. So we got to remember to put it on the pink paper in the other signature. So I have the other one for the other signature. Okay, this is the other side of that long envelope, the digital, the tissue paper just for noise, another digital, the blue paper, brown, digital, the other side of this. So now I'm feeling like the first part of the signature has a lot of the stuff and the second part does not. So, and here's the rest of those. This envelope I cut down. I was going to glue it shut, you know, but then I said, oh no, I can do it. And then inside here, this opens up and you can write on it, you know, if you wanted to. So I left it like a hidden flip out journaling spot. This one has sorry. Oof, this one was like this, so it tips out like that. And then this is nothing. This is the pocket on the other side of the music. It has a lot of the ephemera that was part of the kit that was there. So there's an envelope in this one and a little piece, a little label type thing. And then two more of these going on. And then instead of opening the top, I decided to leave the side open so that I could tuck in this. I'm going to put her upside down because I don't want to see the white. But I wanted to have these little furry things dangling out. So I'm going to do that like that. It doesn't matter. Nothing's going on here. Some of this, there's nothing attached to here. So there's a lot of writing space. So that's the first signature. So again, 25 pages times 2, right? So that's 50 pages times 2. So there's 100 sides altogether. The next one, same kind of thing. We have the tab down here. This has got nothing going on. Nothing. We got the belly band again over here. And then we have the tip out on this side. We don't have anything that go in here like the other one. I need to get some more ephemera, make some more stuff. Here's the other envelope that tips out. This is where we want to put the page hugger, the little bookmark corner. So there we go. It's just living right there. And then we just keep going. We have the edge tuck again. The big pocket out of the doily. The other tip out this way from the blue. Some more of the digitals. We've got the tab down here. So I have put the tabs on the top for the first one, and then here I have the tabs for the second one. So the tab is there. We have the paper and that envelope that I fixed up there. We've got a tag there. This is a book page. It was just missing. There's nothing here, so more writing space. This is nothing's in the back of this. Then in here, she's in a different position, but she does the same thing. So I put her in the center. These guys are on the book page. Again, this is also, anytime you see this rounded one, that's you know, hidden journaling. We've got, again, pocket, and this whole thing is a pocket. We've got that. So yeah, and again, it's lighter in the second half. I put all of the stuff I seen in the first half, so I might need to create some more and make this a little even more chunkier. So yeah, so just going through the pages. There's no more interactivity. So yeah, I messed up in that. Oh, here's one. So you do the whole flip out thing. And then this guy is like that, so he tips out that way. You got that, and then you got the pocket. So you got another envelope that came with the digital, the label type thing, and then 2 more cards. And then again, on the side, we have another one of those cards, which I just, you know, grungified it. You can still write over it very easily. Instead of making it top, I made it side. Yeah, and then we close it. We have this. We have another paper. Haven't done anything with this flip yet, or this last page. And on the back, I put the last tag of ephemera, and I have the other side has the ruffle. So yeah, so this is my fashion-ish inspired. You see what I'm saying? I still have to tack a few of these places down, make sure this white ribbon stays secure. But yeah, so, and this one, because of the double score, is moving around. So yeah, so things stick out in the top, I'm fine with that. Things stick out on the side, I'm fine with that. I may want to do a dangle, which I could have just attached to right here. Yeah, I just need to adhere this, because when you touch this, you know, like this one's moving. But there we go. I mean, there's plenty of space to still do some journaling. There's still opportunities for decorating. These things, I still want to incorporate them. I want to put some more measuring tapes here and there, definitely. and I want to, I mean, there's so much space. I want to definitely try to include some of these ladies. I think they go with the vibe. So like, you know, there's so much writing space, right? Oh, well, you know what? I could put it there and I could put it there and I can make it a pocket. It's not the weakest, but hey, why not? These guys, right? Like this. I'm gonna try to think about maybe putting them on the behind of, you know, these tip outs. There's space there. I could also possibly put them on, where's the little envelope? Now when I want to find an envelope, here we go, like an envelope. So like they're almost the perfect height for an envelope. So I probably will be adding them to envelopes later on to finish off this journal. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching and taking part in my crazy and staying with every other end of the break, even though the break was like a microsecond for you guys. And that I did do some stuff without you, but that you can still appreciate and get some, you know, inspiration, motivation. If you have any comments or any suggestions, would love to hear them down below. And that's, you know, that's it for today. So please like, again, comment, subscribe, share it to your friends. And until next time, ciao, ciao. Bye.